Alright, y'all, this Katie here, and this is my very first rehab. So this particular door is actually the door to the front porch and outside and all that good stuff, which is some other things I have to do. You can see that column there needs to be removed, and I need to put a whole nother porch on it. I guess I can show you outside. That would probably help your life, wouldn't it? Let's see. So there's the front where the porch has come off, and here is the porch that needs to be redone and tuck pointed and repainted. So anyway, that's the front. So you come in, and to the right is an exposed brick wall. That's me slamming the screen that never wants to shut. And the air conditioner that I'm going to leave in there, although I will be putting central air in here. The color of the walls is, what color is that, Shawty? Some green, but I really like it, so it's really positive. So anyway, that's kind of the foyer of the house, and this room will be the living room, which I have, you know, of course, I'm rehabbing it. And this is my first rehab. I thought I said that already, but my first rehab. So I've done the majority of these things myself, so I'm pretty proud of myself. But to the left, you can see my workbench and my Dremel and lights. And I have some other saws and things over there, and a table I brought from my house that I will leave in the kitchen here, and the fireplace back there. Not an operable fireplace, but fireplace nonetheless. Mirror on the floor there that I'm going to put in the bathroom. And so then from this room we go to the dining room, which is actually the largest room. And yet again, you see all of my crap as I am working on things. And I have to change all the light fixtures in here because it's pretty dark, although the light is on. And of course the curtains will also be changed because I'll take those out and put blinds in. So here is the bathroom that I really want to show you, but next. So that door, you can't even see it on the screen. Well, maybe a little. So that door had a hole in it. It's a hollow door, and it had a hole in it, and I patched it. So from here, you can't really see it very well. So I think I did an okay job. Now the bathroom. I'm really proud of my work here. I tiled the floor as well as the shower myself. Now, of course, it's not the greatest shit ever, but it's the very first time I've ever tiled. So I'm out here, cuz I don't know what y'all talking about. And installed those handles. As you can see, one is turned and the other isn't, but hey, I can only work with what I have. Put a new shower head as well. And so the tape that's there, you'll see tape all over the place. I just didn't remove the tape after I painted. I'll do all of that when I do the cleanup of the entire place. So the wow. So the tub and the toilet I had installed. They were new. And then the sink I installed myself. It's a pedestal sink that I actually got from the Restore, R-E-S-T-O-R-E, Habitat for Humanity's Restore. And if we can see closer, all of my piping, you know, water supply and drain can be seen underneath this pedestal sink. So I wrapped it in some of that stuff that you put on the shelves, kind of like a shelf liner. So I just used that. And I think it looks okay. What you think? Yeah, I don't care. So, and that's a closet. I guess we can see this little bathroom closet. It needs to be cleaned as well. But it's a pretty good sized bathroom closet. And these walls were a white before. So, although they're a pretty dark color, I matched tried to match the tiles to the walls to have a darker color. And I think it did pretty good. You let me know. There, outside the bathroom, so this is a closet that I have to put another door on. I have a door, but it does not actually fit. So, whatever. I'm going to find one of those sliding accordion doors. Should be easy to install, and I think it was about 36 bucks. So, anyway, moving on. So, this is the dining room again, and there's not much that needs to be done in here. Floors. So, when I get to the floors, so these two rooms will have hardwood floors. So, they had carpet down there, as you can see, the little patches, I guess, that kept the carpet squares down. So these are going to be hardwood. You know, I'm going to bring the hardwood floors back, but I have holes, nice size fucking holes in multiple rooms, and thus I will have to use wood filler and some other stuff. And this wood filler I was using, either I don't know what I'm doing by way of mixing it or something, but it ain't working worth a shit. So anyway, flooring in here. This is a 1-bedroom house. It has 2 exposed walls, and this is the bedroom. It had a subfloor under it, so of course that means the hardwood floors are all jacked up under there, and I was not going to be able to bring those back like the other room. So instead, I chose to do vinyl snap together flooring. So as you can see, I'm assuming you can see, these floors, I have 2 different patterns, 2 different types of flooring. So this is a lighter pattern than this darker pattern. And originally I had gotten same deal from the restore. I had gotten it, and it was they didn't snap together. I had 2 different kinds that didn't snap together, and so I needed to figure out how to undo that or do that or work around it, so to speak. So what I did, I had somebody else give me some flooring. So yet again, I have 3 different types of flooring now, and I was trying to figure out the best way to do it. And my neighbor over here at the rehab, really nice guy, he told me, how about you make the darker one the perimeter and then make the lighter one the center? And I was like, wow, you're a genius. So that's what I did. But now, of course, you can see I have different levels of flooring. This is way higher than this. I can stick my fingers under there. So I have to figure out some type of transition, and I looked at some YouTube video and they said they actually used the old flooring old flooring that they had left over, and they used that as a transition. So I'm going to try that, although I do not have a table saw. So I have a Dremel, I have a reciprocating saw, and I have a circular saw, but the circular saw never cuts straight, so forget that thing. I have a bunch of gaps though in my flooring. Gaps. You see that? I can put my finger all in that thing and it's lost. And I have those gaps all over this jigging flooring. So I'm going to attempt to fill those. I tried the wood filler, and this is wood filler I put in there yesterday, and it doesn't look to be working very well for me. So by way of how it looks and so on. So I'm going to use some other wood glue and put some sawdust on it or something, which is what another YouTuber said. But again, if you can see there, I mean, I have these gaps every jigging where, everywhere, and I gotta fill those in. And nail polish. So I was told if you get nail polish, the color are close enough to the color of your flooring, then you can paint over whatever nails or screws you use to nail down the flooring, because of course it's supposed to be a free floating floor where you don't do any of that glue and nails and all of that. But of course I have 2 different types of flooring here and a million gaps, so I have to do something to keep it down or keep it together. So I did use some nails and some screws. Got to get a nail gun, because nailing those long finishing nails, no good. I've hit my finger several times. Okay. Oh, trim. This is the trim that was already here when I got the house. This is what they used in this room, and I'm going to try to reuse it, paint it of course, and I think it will be fine. From when I was doing putting my flooring down and just looking, as you can see, it does fill that gap, and that's all I really needed to do. So I probably just paint it and keep it. I am going to use, what they tell me to use, power grab or something, Loctite power grab to get that on there. Instagrab. Let's see, shawty. Okay, here we go. Power grab, all purpose, instant grab. So that's what I'm going to use to keep it against those exposed walls. So kitchen, last room, and I could go in the basement, but I ain't doing all that. Got shit to do. So this is such an improvement from what it was. I know it doesn't look like the best thing ever, but such an improvement. Even this kitchen door, closet door, wouldn't stay up, and I had to change the hinges and move them and some more stuff to get it to even close. But anyway, so cabinets have been painted, and then I bought another cabinet that I'm going to put on the other wall, and I'll tell you about that in a moment. But I also put in this microwave. So as you can see, it probably doesn't look too bad, right? And I have the stove covered over. But if you look, this joint is several inches by way of space from the cabinet and the microwave, and I couldn't get it up any higher by myself because I was doing this by myself, and I used some type of random screws and wire to kind of hold it up, as well as this universal bracket underneath. So I don't know if you know, once it gets inspected and they say it has to be moved, I'm just gonna pay somebody to move it up. Too much work, I'm tired. But this cabinet, so this heavy ass cabinet, I'm gonna put it on this wall. Here's the problem. You see all those holes I've already made? It won't stand this wall because this wall is plaster on this side, and it's only maybe 2 inches, maybe an inch of plaster. And then there's the brick wall, the outside wall. And this house is 125 at least years old. So I'm gonna go back to this same project, and instead I'm going to use some type of sleeve, screws with a sleeve on the end, as opposed to what I was trying to use before, anchors and some other things. So it's still an anchor, but it has a smaller sleeve on the end. And so I'm gonna try that instead. And then of course I got to patch all these million holes, and we'll see if it works. But, and I also installed this handy dandy sink faucet joint. Not the sink was here. This one handle joint and the sprayer or whatever. So let me know what you think, y'all.